Prabhat sir, am I audible? So you are mute.
Yes, sir, you are audible. You are
Okay.
audible.
So for the second session, we have Dr. Shailin Kumar as a resource person. So I would like to introduce him. He is an HOD and Associate Professor, Department of Management Studies, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Allahabad, Prayagraj. From being an head of department at IIIT Allahabad to an eminent researcher, he has been an excellent performer in his entire professional experience of about a couple of decades. He has supervised multitude of research projects at various institutes, attended several national and international workshops, and has conducted many conferences. He has published more than 35 research papers in national and international journals of repute. He has many affiliations, including member of AIMS International Houston, USA, and other many recognized profiles. He is a visiting faculty to many colleges, including Rakshpal Bahadur Management Institute, Bareilly, Graphic Era University, Dehradun, and Ellen Thapar School of Management, Thapar University, Patiala. We are proud to have him as a resource person, so I would like to request him to bless us with his kind words.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Prabhat Dwivedi for organizing this Atal FDP workshop on such a vibrant topic at the right time, because now every one of us is talking about startups. We used to see that our newspapers, they are filled with stories and talking about the success of the startups, and I'm being the means part of the triple IT, means I used to come across daily, means whenever we used to talk with the students, they discuss. I ask, what do you want to become? What do you want to do after completing your BTech or MBA? So most of us, they say that we would like to start our startups. We would like to open startups. So this is a good news for India as well, that now the students and means they are thinking of opening the startups, and they are looking for startups. And I think these kind of programs like FDP being organized by Dr. Prabhat Dwivedi ji, these would further inculcate the discussion among the fraternity, academic fraternity, the student fraternity, and it will make their doubts clear and will give the motivation that why the startup should be open, because we know the linkage of the startups with the economic growth of the nation. We know that the economic growth is possible is in the hands of the budding entrepreneurs, because they can give the employment, they can bring the capital to the India. So lot of things, lot of means economic development, it also depends on the hands of the startups. Okay, because now we just see the regular business models, they are already established, they are matured, and now if anything has to happen, then it will happen only in the through the way of startups only. And even if we see the established business anchors like Reliance, like Tata, they are growing on the with the help of the startups, because means I would be coming over my PPT later on, but first of all, let me talk what I feel. Then I would be coming over the PPT part. So, point is that like we are living in an era of industry 4.0, and in this industry 4.0, you know that our businesses, our production systems, and everything of businesses, the operation of the businesses is no more the physical system. They have become the cyber physical system. So, what is the uniqueness of this industry 4?
Connectivity.
Yes. Sir, are you getting me?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Am I audible to other participants as well?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, thank you. So, I'm just talking why this startup has become so important. Because if we just see the further growth of the nation, it depends. It is in the hands of the startups, And why it is in the hands of the startup? Because even the established companies or established businesses, they are basically looking at the startups because of the innovation with which they are coming into the business, the edge of the technology they have. Because I was just discussing that we are living in an era of industry 4.0, where the businesses are no more the physical systems, they are the cyber physical systems. The businesses are having cyber physical systems where the the businesses, the different process of the businesses, they are connected with the cyber systems, with the internet, and the processes are happening, or the optimization process is happening at the speed of the thought, or it is happening on the real time basis. You don't have the time that you would be sitting in the factory and would be optimizing. Now the optimization will have to happen on a real time basis. The technology has changed. That we are living in an era of internet of the things, where each and everything, the machine, the man, the material, everything is connected with the technology. So in such an era, the startups are bound to come, because they're trying to leverage upon the technology part. Or moreover, if I just see, then these startups, they're also helping the established businesses to grow. So since we are living in this industry 4.0, where the physical systems are there, but they are also operating on the real time basis. All the processes, business processes, they are interconnected. They are actually happening, or they are getting optimized on the real time basis. The business has changed its shape. It is no longer happening in the traditional way. Now the businesses, they are actually getting optimized on a real time basis. The machines are connected. The machines are talking with you with the help of the technology, like we have now the artificial intelligence, we have the blockchain technology, we have the virtual reality. All these technologies, they are thriving, and now the businesses are not being run in the similar way. That is why even these big businesses, they are eyeing upon the startups. So that's why I'm just congratulating Dr. Prabhat Dwivedi to organize this program on a very vibrant, very important topic, because now with this discussion you can understand the growth of the economic growth of the nation. It is actually dependent on the success of the why our academic understanding, we know the performance of the business is actually related with the performance of the economy. So economy is always dependent. The government is always dependent for its economic growth, for different macroeconomic and microeconomic reasons. You know, the unemployment, you know that the liquidity in the economy, and there are variety of macroeconomic and microeconomic reasons are there, because of which the government is always dependent on the businesses. And when we come over the micro level, then the business is changing its shape. As I told you, why it is changing? It is changing because that no longer we are continuing with the technology. The way of doing business has changed. You know, and lot of innovations are happening. And why it is happening? Because the main important thing I just see is the technology. Technology is giving us the platform where we may execute our ideas. We may scale up our ideas. We may repeat our ideas. So this technology has provided the very broad base about this startup. Because if you just see, we came across this word only when the technology become important. That's why I was telling you in IIIT Allahabad, we are a engineering, we are a IT institute of repute in the nation, in India. So here, our students, our BTech students, if you talk to them, 50% of them would say that we would like to open up the startup. We would like to go ahead with the startup. So they have the ideas, they are understanding the problems, they are understanding what are the problems faced by the normal public, the normal people, and how they can solve those problems, how they can solve those problems with the help of the startup, by bridging that gap with the help of the business, which is called as a startup. So this word has become very important once it is being supported by the technology, and whatever examples we saw in of the successful startups, you would see they are being they were able to achieve that level, the present level, because they got the support, they got the leverage from the technology. So technological front, actually they performed, and that's why they were able to scale up to that level that they have become. They are carrying the national importance. They are carrying the importance from the business point of view, from the economic point of view, from all the point of view, even from the customer point of view. They have made your life very easy. And that's why this business, this present format of the business, which is startup, has become so important. Now you know that lot of success story. We used to see the Ola. Okay, we used to see the Ola. So Ola, you know that day before yesterday they clinched the sale of 1,100 crore for Ola scooter. They started with they started with that idea that where they wanted to provide the convenience to the transport, but what happened? Like they have now scaled up to the level that they have become an automobile company. They have scaled up to that level, because if you just see this Ola scooter started in year 2010. And it was a startup established by Bhavish Agrawal and Ankit Dhati in year 2010. And if you just see, then the objective of the startup was that there was a problem actually, because if we just see, we know that the invention is the mother of necessity. Necessity is the mother of invention. The same thing happened in case of Ola as well, because. And one day, this idea germinated in a way that Bhavish Agrawal, he faced a problem to going to his home, because he took a rented car, and he could not complete his journey with convenience. He could not complete his journey with convenience, and it also brought so many problems to him. So that actually, that necessity gave the invention, gave the this idea to the Bhavish that if we just open this company, or if we just make an app, and through which if we can could hire the taxi, and where the convenience and transparency, it would be at the core. Okay, so that was the case with which this Ola, it came into being. And now if you just see, now Ola is in the 3 continents. It is operating in the 3 continents. Okay, now it has actually it is even coming into the electric vehicle segment, and it has sold the scooter worth rupees 1,100 crore in 2 days only. So, and again they are planning to bring the same sale of scooter in Diwali. So point is that these kind of ideas, they actually, when they are germinated, they are actually resulting into startups. So point is that in order to open a startup, in order to have the startup, you have to keep an eye over the necessity, why it is required, what is happening, where we can bridge the gap. And here the technology is playing an important role. Had the technology not been there, do you really think that Ola would have been possible? No, it was not possible. But now, because of the technology, this became possible. So point is that this era of the technology, and we should also say the thanks to our government that they are providing adequate infrastructure, and they are also providing the policy support with the help of the Startup India program they have launched. They are providing the enough the infrastructure and the other kind of support, and idea-wise, they are also allowing support to the startups so that they may actually get established. So, with this background, today I'm going to discuss the topic which is startup key issues and challenges. So, Pravas sir, if you allow me, can I start my PPT?
Sure, sir, sure.
Sir, do I need to means keep my video on?
If possible, you can, otherwise no need.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, is my slide visible to everyone? So slide is
Please
visible.
respond. Participants, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if this is visible, then I'm going ahead.
It's visible.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So as I discussed with you that startups, why they have become so important? They have become so important because technology-wise, we are having the edge, and that the technological edge, the technological edge these organizations are having, these startups, these budding organizations are having, that is actually creating a leverage for these organizations, these ideas to germinate. And when these ideas are germinating, they are actually becoming and leaving to become they are ending up by becoming a successful organization. So first of all, we have to understand what is a startup, how this word has come. Because earlier in the past, we never used to talk about the word startup, how this startup has come. So for understanding the word startup, we have to understand the difference between a startup and an established business organization. Like this slide will make it very clear to you what is the difference between the startup and the business, the company, the business we talk about. What is the difference between the word startup and business? So now if you just see the slide, the first line, the first point is that a startup is a temporary organization designed to look for a business model that is repeatable and scalable. So startup is what? It's a temporary organization. It is an idea. And that idea is actually incubating to become a business model. Okay, it is designed to become a business model. So it is actually a temporary idea, temporary organization which is designed to look for a business model which may be repeatable and scalable. So if you just see on your right hand side, left hand side, you have a startup. On the right hand side, you have the business. So difference between the startup and the business is that in case of a startup, there's a search for the model. Whereas in case of business, there's an execution of the model. Now, Flipkart is no more the startup. Ola is no more the startup. Okay. Like housing.com, it is no more the startup. Redbus, it is no more the startup. Flipkart is no more the startup. Zomato is no more the startup. Lenskart, it is no more the startup. They have become they are being properly executed. So once they are executed, once they are executed, they become the business model. So the difference between the startup and business model is that in case of business model, in case of startup, there is a search for the model. Whereas in case of business model, there is a execution. There is a execution. So just you see here, what is happening? Like just a minute. So here, this is the transition phase. So here what is happening, once we have the scalable startup, a business model is found, product market, it is fit to the product is fit to the market, it is repeatable, means sales will happen again and again, and then the managers are hired. Initially, it is at the level of the founders. So founders are putting it hard to make this idea successful. If you just see, you read all the stories of the successful startups, you will find initially only the founder members, they were putting a lot of effort to make it successful. So business model is found, and that business model is generally the innovative idea. Innovative idea is required, because let me tell you, in this world, when we are where we are living, you know the what is required to be successful. You require quality, you require effectivity, you require efficiency, and you require innovation. I think that these are the four key ingredients for becoming successful in when you are having a fires competition. You require quality, effectivity, efficiency, and most importantly, you require innovation. Why it is more important? I'm not going to the definitions of quality, effectivity, and efficiency that you know, but why this innovation is important. Innovation is important because your quality, effectivity, and efficiency can be copied. It can be copied by your competitors, but innovation keeps you abreast of others. It keeps you separate from others. So a business model will have to be innovative. I would be discussing that is also the reason, because most of the startups, they got failed and they are facing those challenges. So the innovation is the key for becoming successful. That's why this business model is found. And that business model should also be fit to the market. It should be repeatable, means the sales should happen. And once it happens, when all these things are happen, then business is getting its shape and managers are hired. If you just see the example of housing.com, it was started by 12 IIT Bombay graduates, Mumbai based graduates, and it's a Mumbai based real estate actually search engine. What was the objective? They wanted to bring transparency in the real estate market. So point is that there has to be an innovative idea. They wanted, and one more important, the timing of the idea also plays an important role. You know the Zomato. When Zomato came, the idea was very new. Now you have a Swiggy, but Zomato is way apart. Okay, so the business model will have to be found. And for founding the business model, you have to be innovative. You have to be vigilant. You have to keep the eye over where what gap you can fill, where the problem, where the necessity, and how that gap can be filled. Just if you just see the case of Flipkart, Zomato. Zomato was launched in year 2008 and by Dipinder Goyal and the Pankaj Chadda. Both were IIT Delhi graduate, and they were working in a company, the Wayne & Company, okay, in Delhi only. There they saw that when there was a lunch, then there was a long queue for getting the food. So this idea was germinated. Why the people should wait in the queue for getting the food? So what they did, that they initially opened a website called as foodieway.com. And in foodieway.com, what they did, that they actually they scanned the menu of that very company means canteen, and it got pasted. And later on, what happened? What they saw, that people started ordering through that the foodieway.com, the app they started. And what happened later on, they also started pasting the menu of other nearby restaurants in Delhi, and this is how this idea germinated. So what they saw that people are waiting for a food in the queue in 2008, and now you know the rest is the history. You know that now Zomato is way apart. Even they are no longer actually. That is also the beauty of these startups. They started with some idea and they are scaling up. That's why that must be scalable. Why it is scalable? Like you just see the Ola. Now it is scalable to the level. Now they have become automobile company. They are on the verge of becoming automobile company. They are standing shoulder by having they're rubbing the shoulder with the Bajaj. Okay, so point is that even the Zomato now, they are no longer supplying the food. They are also supplying the necessary item within the city. So point is that those ideas must be scalable. So that innovation is play an important role, and then you go for transition. Once your idea is market fit, your product is fit, your model is saleable, then you hire the manager, you start your operations, and then from that transition phase, your entire idea is executed. And when it is executed, it becomes a company. At that point, your cash flows are break even, you are profitable, there's a rapid scale of the operations, you are having senior management, you are having more than people. So point is that the difference between a startup and a business is that in case of a startup, it is a temporary organization and which is for the search of the model. Whereas in case of business model, the idea is already designed and we have to execute. So in case of a startup, we are searching the idea, we are searching for the model, and in case of business, we have the model, we just have to execute it. This is the difference between the startup and the normal business. But what plays an important role, why this has become so important? Because technology has played an important role. Now, as I was telling you, you just talk to the students of any IIT, triple IIT, IIM. Most of them will say will open up a startup. Will go with a startup because they have the idea. They are understanding the people are facing problem and they are giving the solution to solve those problems. In the way they are learning also. So that is happening. So with this, you must have understood what is a startup. So a startup is a temporary organization which is designed to look for a business model that is repeatable and scalable. Okay. So designed to look, and in case of business, it is designed to execute. This is the difference between the word startup and the business. Okay. So now you can just see the second point. The term startup refers to a company in which first stage operations. As you know that here first stage operations are happening because the idea is new and it is being tested in the market. We are looking for a business model. We are learning from the feedback. We are again improving our services so that we become successful. You know, the Ola faced a huge problem during this pandemic. Their valuation got down by more than 90%. So point is that they understood that you have to get the solution to it. You have to update yourself with the problems you are facing. So startups are founded by one or more entrepreneurs who want to develop a product or service for which they believe there's a demand. So this is what I was telling you, that startups are founded by one or more entrepreneurs. Okay, there may be you know, the case of Make My Trip. It was a brainchild of a IIM Ahmedabad graduate, Mr. Deepak Kalla. He originally launched this model in USA in year 2000. And what he wanted to do, he wanted to facilitate the Indo-American, like if the Indians are moving to America or Americans are moving to India. So he wanted to create that website where the people may get for hotel booking, and now you know their operations are scaled up to a next level. They are no more the startup, now they have become a company. So earlier, like these kind of things are very, very important. So one person can make the change. Let me take one more example of InMobi. InMobi is a mobile ad network giant. It started in year 2007 by Mr. Naveen Tiwari. He was a Harvard Business School graduate. Previously, he was working with McKinsey. So, what problem? Like he just had an idea that we should actually have a mobile ad network. People were having that doubt about it because it was an Indian company and operating in an international level. So people were skeptical about the success, but now you know it is successful. So now thing is that now these companies, the startups we are talking, in a very short span of time, they are no more the startup. They have become MNCs, like the Ola. It has become a MNC. Like the Ola came into being in just 2010, and now it is actually going to become a $8 billion company. Its valuation is $8 billion for the IPO. The Make My Trip, it is MNC. Now Flipkart, it is becoming an MNC. If you just see the companies Flipkart has acquired the startup which just started 14 years back. It has actually acquired eBay, it has acquired Walmart, it has acquired Jabong, and recently it has acquired Myntra for 2,000 crore. So point is that these startups, no more the startups. So now they have come into the phase where they have become a full-scale business. So point is that we know a lot of success stories are there, but point is that you have to have the confidence in your idea. You have to understand the dynamics of the market. I would be discussing what are the challenges. So point is these startups are founded by one or more entrepreneurs, as I was discussing the cases where one, two, more than one means one, more than two. Lot of ideas are there where it was jointly started, and why you require more people, because you want to create a synergetic effect. You will see that generally the profile of those entrepreneurs or founder members, they are from IIT Delhi or IIT Mumbai, IIT IIM Ahmedabad, because they understand, because for business this techno managers, they are highly required, because you also have to, in this technological age we are living, as I told you, we are living in a age of industry 4.0, where now business operations, businesses process, they are cyber based. So cyber, when you are dealing with cyber physical system where all your machines are talking with you, they are in sync with you, so you have to have the very deep understanding of the technologies. That's why this techno manager combination, it is doing great, and you will see that that has actually resulted into many successful startups which I was talking to you. So these companies generally, they start with high cost, as I told you, because idea is new, they have the limited money, and revenue is also limited, and they also look the capital from the variety of the sources. Major problem with the companies is that they are looking for variety of the capital. The capital is the biggest problem. They are new with the idea. They don't have the market. Cost is also high. That is the biggest problem. Now, what are the kind of businesses are coming as a startup? An entrepreneurial venture, innovative product, as I told you, like Zomato, Redbus. Redbus is also was an innovative product when it was started in year 2006. It was started by 3 students from BITS Planning, like Fanendra, Sudhakar, and Charan. The story was that the Fanendra could not go to home on Diwali because he didn't get the bus ticket. This is how the idea germinated, and it resulted into the redbus.com. And now this Redbus is no more only booking the bus ticket, it is also giving you the other services like hotel booking. Everything is available. So point is that all these startups, they are entrepreneur venture, they are innovative product, they are the small businesses, even they are partnership. I just told you in Redbus 3% are involved. Housing.com 12 students were involved. So partnership is also there, and most importantly, they are technology oriented. So what is a startup? Startup is a company which is in the initial stage of business, and until it gets off the ground, a startup is financed by, as I told you, means initially they are founded by their founders, and they are continuously looking for attracting outside investment. And that these days it is good that even as I told you, that even the established businesses like Tata, Reliance, they are actually also funding. They are having their own branches. They are opening the branches, or they are having their own center where they are from funding these ideas. So there are a variety of sources for which startups are actually getting finance. The Infosys, it started with the family funding. If you just read the Nayamurthy, then he would tell you that he took 10,000 rupees from his wife only to start the Infosys. Friends, venture capitalists, crowdfunding is also the innovative source where the money is collected from the crowd, from the public. and loans also. All these kind of are the major sources of funding. As I told you, even the established industrial houses, they want to get updated with the business. They are also eyeing on these startups because they know in a very short span of time, these startups has the potential to scale to a level which is unimaginable. As I told you, the case of Ola, it came into being just 10 years back. And you just see, it is going to become a $8 billion company. You just see the Flipkart having the acquisition of more than 2,000 crore of the Mahindra. So point is then, and it came into being in year only 2010. 2000. This came into being in year 2007. So they have the potential. That's why the industrial houses, they are also financing these startups. Like if I just name few Tata, the startups which are being funded by Tata, then Snapdeal, then Paytm, Ola, Car Dekho, First Cry, Lenskart. So all these means there are a long list, more than 25 startups are there, but I have kept few names so that you know that which are the startups being financed by Tata. And point is that these established industrial houses, they are also coming forward to finance these startups because they understand it is no more a business, it is an idea which can take any shape. So they are just trying to get forward with that idea. So startups must also consider that they will do the business with their legal structure. So the startup will also have to understand that they want to so startup must also consider that whenever they are doing business, they should also understand the legal structure. And what is good with the startups that implies, like if we just take the case of IIIT Allahabad, we find that even the students, they are eager to join these startups. Why are they eager to join these startups? Because they are the unique places to work. The great benefits, focus is on innovation, opportunities to learn, learning is high. Because in IIIT Allahabad, when we see lot of startups are coming for hiring, and we do not see that students are reluctant to join them. They are joining them. Why are they joining? Because they know that lot of flexibility is there. Because in case of when you are working with a startup, the employees are very low in number, and you are getting very first-hand experience of working with it because you are into the process. You are having a unique places to work with. Innovation is very high. You are getting most opportunity to learn. So that is also the case where that startups are also getting good amount of person to work with. Only thing is that there is a high risk of failure. Okay, there is a high risk of the failure. So that is the case. So now once we have understood the startups, I can come over the next thing, that startup India. I just discussed with you that government is also providing. We have just understood with the discussion that I had so far, you must have understood the importance of a startup. Okay, what is a startup? And when you understand the importance of the startup, because they are actually for the development of the nation, they are also developing, they are also giving the employment opportunity. Government is also very keen to open these startups. Okay, I am supporting these startups. Like I can just quote the statement of Mr. Narendra Modi, that I see startup technology and innovation. Technology and innovation as exciting and effective instrument for India's transformation, and acknowledge that Indians have idea and capability. All the need is a little push. So government itself is understanding the need for providing the push to the startup. Why? Because if we just see the statement of the Prime Minister of India, he see that startup, technology and innovation, they are required for India's transformation. Okay, and if you just see the startup is the mix of technology and mix of innovation, because it is an idea which has to be executed, which has to be tested. So, and based on technology, and it is innovative. So, since all this is keeping abreast the growth of the nation, and that's why you just see the startup is needed. If it even you can just understand like that, the role technology has played, that we are able to achieve a vaccination of more than 80 crore people. More than 80 crore people with the help of the technology only. So point is that this technology, the importance of the technology, importance of the innovation cannot be overlooked, and all technology innovation, it is packaged into a startup. So that's why Government of India, after understanding the importance of startup technology innovation, it started its flagship initiative of the Government of India, where it wanted to build a strong ecosystem for nurturing innovation and startup in the country that will drive sustainable economic growth and generate large scale of employment opportunity. This is what I was telling you. I was telling you that you need a startup. Why? Because so that economic growth is possible, economic development of the nation is possible, and large scale employment opportunities should also be available. If you just see that these startups which I named, they have reached to that level where they are providing ample employment opportunity to the people. So point is then, and at the same time, they are also providing good salaries. So that's why after understanding the importance of the trio, this technology, innovation and startup, Government of India started this flagship initiative like Startup India, and the purpose was to develop a strong ecosystem for nurturing innovation and startup in the country. And this was also the initiative which was aiming to empowering the startup and providing big opportunity to go through innovation and design. So one thing which you have to understand, that key in the startup is the innovation and the innovation, and that's why these startups are being supported even by the Government of India under the program Startup India. Okay, so now once now just I am moving towards our main theme, that what are the issues and challenges. So we have to understand, like when you are getting a big opportunity, it comes with a big challenge. This is what I discussed, that it comes with a big challenge. Like an opportunity to start a business is an appealing one, but it comes with our own share of issue and challenges. Like you know that the theory of survival of the fittest given by Charles Darwin. So here real achievement is not when you can start a business, but it lies in the challenges to sustain with. Means you can basically start a business, but main important thing is that will you be able to sustain the challenges? So that actually makes it a successful. So what is required, that whatever be the challenges in the startup, will the organization be able to sustain it? That is most important. And second, like the smooth sea never makes good seller. Means many businesses are failing because of poor decision making capability, lack of patience, motivation, dedication, because this is what required. And out of it, what is most important is the patience. Most important is the patience. If you just see the pandemic time, Ola has faced a lot. Its revenue was down by 90%, but they kept the patience. Although they had a good amount of money, they were known in the market, but anyhow, you have to keep the patience with you, and you should not have cursory decision making. Motivation will have to be high, dedication will have to be high, then only they will be successful. That's why it is being written, a smooth sea never makes good seller. Once you ride into the rough sea, then only you will understand all the challenges that you may face, then only you will become successful. So that's why, like here, an IBM Institute study finds that 90% of the startup fails because of the first 5 years of inception. Okay, and why they fail? They fail because of the reasons related with innovation and leadership. As I told you, innovation play an important role. Innovation is so important that otherwise you cannot have, because you do not have the backing of any industrial house. You are no longer the child of any Tata and Reliance. You are basically a new. You are just coming with the idea. An idea will have to be innovative. Idea is, because you know the difference between idea and innovation. Idea can be anything, but once it is commercially viable, then only it becomes an innovation. So innovation play an important role, and so as the leadership also play an important role. So all that plays an important role when we talk about the success of the startup. So what IBM Same Institute talked about, that why startups are failing early, because all the issues, they were related to innovation and leadership, like weak business model, poor planning, faulty customer insight, lack of original ideas, focus, agility, tech capability, leadership gap. Like 80% of the venture capitalists feel that Indian startup lack unique business model as the majority simple copy successful model from elsewhere without unique local insights. What is the problem? This is the biggest problem. Like if we just talk about to the students, what do you want to do? They say we want to open a startup. When you talk about the idea, you will find that they are simply cut, copy, paste of the successful model. Okay, from some and without understanding a local insight. Let me tell you that even if you go with a startup, the basic tenets of the business, they are not compromisable. Okay, the basic tenets of the business will remain successful, because for customer it is not important. It is not important for us that we are buying from the Ola, or we are buying from we are buying from Flipkart, Amazon, or we are buying from nearby shop. Because as a customer, I remain same. I just want the most. I want satisfaction. That for customer satisfaction is most important. That is not going to change. I'm not just going to compromise on a ground that person, the person with whom I am dealing or I'm buying is a startup. So I should give some scope for the business. That cannot happen, because I have to pay. So as a customer, I will remain same. My expectation will remain same. They are not going to change. Only thing is that what is successful. So please try to understand from two ways. One from the perspective of the business, and one from the perspective of the customer. When I say the perspective of the customer, there is no difference between the startup or the business model, because expectation of the customer remains same whether it is a startup or it's a business model, because what customer want is satisfaction. It wants higher satisfaction for the value for the money. That is not going to change. And as a customer, we are not going to be relaxed. We are not going to be very generous in that sense. Okay, we can be generous for one time, but we cannot be generous for all the time. Okay. So point is that from the customer point of view, a startup or a business, they have the basic rules of the management, or basic rules of the business, they are not going to be changed. So rules for the business are not different for a startup or even for the businesses. They are same. So point is that what makes difference? What makes difference is the innovation and leadership. So here, leadership and innovation will be very, very important. And you cannot simply cut, copy, paste, right? Can you compare Zomato, Swiggy again have a similar idea, but again, as far as success is concerned, yeah, you know that Zomato was a successful model. So point is that you cannot simply cut, copy, paste. The more, or even if you want to cut, copy, paste, there is no problem. You have to understand the unique local insights. So you have to understand what is being needed by the local people. You have to understand. You can operate in those markets where the earlier or nobody is operating. So in terms of service, in terms of delivery, in terms of product, in terms of idea, you have to be different. That plays an important role. And leadership also plays an important role. So all that is the reason because of which 90% of the Indian startups are failing within the first 5 years of their inception. So you have to understand the what remains the basic rule. Basic rule remains that survival of the fittest. A smooth sea never makes good sailor. You have to have the cursory decision making. You cannot have a cursory decision making. You have to have the patience. You have to have the motivation, dedication. All that is required to become a successful startup. Okay. So now let us understand what are the key challenges faced by these startups. What I have done for today's session, I have just actually divided into two parts all the challenges, non-financial and financial challenges. Because why I did it? Because if you just see the reason, the basic reason for the failure of the startup, that they could not actually compromise or optimize on the financial part. So that's why I kept all the financial part different from the non-financial challenges. Let us understand them one by one. First of all, the non-financial challenges, the fierce competition. The corporate world is quite fierce. You know it. The competition is, when you are into a startup, you will be welcomed by the big giants. Okay, and they will be lethal. They will not be they will not be very generous to you. They will not welcome you in a manner because you are just going to steal the pie out of. You are just going to take their market share. So competitive forces will play an important role, and that will be the biggest challenge. If you just see the Reliance Industries Limited, they have actually acquired so many startups like Savan, like the Den. You know the Den, the DTH network, Hamleys, the toy store, Balaji Telefilm, Hathaway, the broadband provider, Find, the online shopping. So why they did it? Why they actually this Reliance acquired all these startups? They acquired because you know all these companies or most of the startups they acquired, they were working on some cutting edge technology like artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, online gaming, virtual reality. So they were working on all those technology, and you know the Reliance understood that you have to acquire them. You have to get an understanding of all those cutting edge technology. So with that, they acquired all that because, and moreover, it is not possible for you to survive before these big giants. So that plays an important role. Okay, and what is the solution? That you have to play aggressively. You have to punch above the weight to gain the much needed recognition. So you have to be recognized, like the Ola, Zomato. Like if you just see even now these startups are actually acquiring. They have become so huge. You know the Flipkart. They have acquired Walmart, even Walmart India. They have acquired Jabong. They have acquired the eBay. They have acquired Myntra. So even these startups, when they become giant, they would be doing the same thing. So as I told you, the rules of the business, they do not change. They remain same. Only thing, you have to play aggressively. You have to be innovative. You have to punch above the weight, right? All these things will have to be done. You need a leadership. You need a strong consciousness. You need a strong belief in your idea. All that is required to overcome this fierce competition. Unrealistic expectation. Okay, so expectation play an important role. So as I have written over here, that success is short-lived and expectation never ends. So you have to have the genuine expectation. If you are expecting hard, like what is the solution? A startup need to have high but controlled expectation, keeping view of the resources available, the extent of growth potential, and market factors as well. Means you should expect, because point is that the scale of your business, the shape of your business is determined by the expectation you are setting up. So point is that, like, if you just see the Ola scooter, they have, why are they coming into it? Like when the Ola is taking a decision to starting a business, selling the scooter, coming into electric vehicle market, this is what? This is the outcome of their expectation. So point is that we have to see the future. So when you are, because you are challenging the existing known people, known businesses like Bajaj, the other scooters companies making scooter, you are just challenging them. So point is that now we will see in future whether the expectation Ola had with the scooter were they unrealistic or realistic. If you will see the Ola scooter become successful, you will find that this was a realistic expectation. So, but actually you have to understand this is not a cursory decision making. This is not a spontaneous thought. It is a well, because when your expectation will become unrealistic, this is also important. When you do not have the planning, when you do not have the planning, you do not have the resources, you do not know the market factor, they must have checked everything. That's why they came into this. So point is that whether the expectations of the Ola scooter are realistic or unrealistic, it will be coming to us, will come to know in future. But in order to, when we know the realistic, if they become successful, if they become successful, then what will happen? You will come to know that yes, the decision they took, it was actually made keeping in view the resources available, looking at the growth potential and all other market factors. So you should not have unrealistic expectation. Winning trust of the customer, that is more important. Okay, you have to win the trust of the customers. The word of mouth power and presence on social media, like what is required, why winning trust has become so important in these days, because social media is very vibrant, right? I'm just telling you, I just means ordered something for my friends through Zomato, and it took some late, and I was never the user of Zomato earlier. I first time I downloaded the app on that day and I ordered. But I was happy because what happened, the delivery of the food was likely to be late by 20 minutes. So I receive a call from the Zomato that your food will get late by 20 minutes. So 10% of your total bill amount we will be refunding. And instantly the amount got refunded to me as a because they could not they could not be honor their deadline, the time deadline. But they delivered the food, but they also gave my money back by 10% because they could not honor the idea. So that trust is there, huh? Winning trust. So they were able to won my trust. So next time, even if I will order through this Zomato only. And you know that because of all these apps, they have the social media column where the people are writing. So that is also again inviting the risk for the company, because if people do not feel happy, they will write instantly in your app only. So you just see the hotel. Nowadays, the social reviews, the reviews are very important. The customer has become very smart, and they're also buying after reviewing everything. So now looking at this, because you know now we are no longer on the e-commerce, we are also the social commerce, we are also the social commerce. So point is that you have to understand the customer as a real force behind the success. You have to win their trust. Okay, you cannot cheat them, you cannot means this is what I told you, the basic principles, because this I'm not teaching you anything new, winning, like if you just see anything, this is not something which you know. Only thing is that this has become so important because when we just talk about all these challenges, they are no longer different for a startup or for the normal business. They are same, they remain same. But since for the startup, they have to be extra cautious, because these are the mistakes which they commit. They may have very good idea, but at the end, they may not be successful because they sometimes lose the focus of all these important points. So what is required? You have to be resilient, focus on keeping the integrity intact, need to work aggressively to implement a customer-centric working philosophy. Like this, you know. Weak team management is again a problem. Your team will have to be very important. Like if you just see the Ola, like you just see the the Flipkart is still the Sachin and Vinny Bansal. They are working as a team. If you just see the Ola, is still the Dipender and Ankit. Both are working. So point is that in case of Ola, is still the Bhavesh and Ankit both are working and they're taking it further. In case of Zomato, still you will find Dipender and Pankaj. They are working. So team is very important, and team, because team has a synergetic effect, and the team you have chosen, because what is the beauty of a startup? It starts with the idea. So, and when it is an idea, actually you have to scale up to the level where you are able to test the idea, then you start convert it into a business model, then it becomes a business. So point is that idea, when it is at the idea stage, the team, you have the team, and the team must constantly work by, after understanding all the important part of the businesses or the requirement of the businesses. You have to make the strategies. Making a strategy is one thing, but execution of the strategy is also important. Your infrastructure will also be important, and moreover you have to have empathetic about the team members, because as I told you that what is beauty of this startups, that even nowadays, as I told you, I just took the example of my own students, triple IT students. They are eager to work with all these startups because the flexibility they provide, the opportunity they provide, the innovation which they come across, because they are learning from the front. Because in that, when you join a traditional business, you are not into the strategy making situation. But once you are joining a startup, you are into a strategy making situation. So you are making a strategy, you are also implementing the strategy. So you are getting a first-hand experience. So all that is very important. So, if this is the case, when the people are joining you with so much of the motivation and the confidence, then it is also the responsibility of the top management, the founder members. They have to be empathetic. They have to develop the trust, empower. They have to empower the team member, and they have to be supportive approach. Follow the supportive approach with the challenging team members and demanding that they work best work to produce a result. So you have to understand that the teamwork is very important when the startup is concerned. Although we in the management, we have learned a lot about the team management, group dynamics, but this is very important when we talk about the startups. Time management is also very important. You have to work for a longer hours, okay, because the business is new, the idea is new, and it is being eyed by all your established businesses. They are eyeing on you, they are looking at you, and they are also means they would be eager to create a replica in a better way than you, because they have all the resources. So point is that looking at that, the time is very important, the commitment is required, and you also in the initial days they may be very, very stressful, because and they will also be affecting the personal life. But once you are become a successful, you will be talked about in the economic times, you will be talked about in the all the leading business magazines, then everything will get actually compensated. But for the initial phases, time management will be very, very important. A huge amount of time commitment is required. You have to be very close to the idea. You have to be personally and psychologically and personally involved with the idea. You have to live up the idea, then only it will become successful. So time management plays an important role. So as I told you, it's not a part-time job. Business owner need to commit extremely long hours in the startup phase. Owner responsible from grunt work to office managerial responsibility. So time management is required for becoming successful. Partnership decision making, as I told you, this is very important. I need not to talk much about this particular point, because partners play an important role and they are the essence of success. As I told you, I just took many examples like Lenskart. It started in 2010. and why Piyush Bansal, Amit Chadda, and Sumit Kafi. Okay, and like where the Piyush Bansal was previously working with the Microsoft. But this idea of Lenskart opening a website of this glasses, it germinated in year 2010. And now this Lenskart is more than 1,000 crore plus business. You know, they are making 3 lakh glasses per day in New Delhi. They have their manufacturing capability in New Delhi, and they are making 3 lakh glasses per day, and they are also having their manufacturing capacity in China. They are also operating from the China, and where their 20% of their total production is produced in China. So point is that just 3% they started this business, where one was already working with the Microsoft, left the job, and just become just came into this idea, and this idea becomes successful. So partnership plays an important role. And I took the example of Flipkart, where Sachin and Binny Bansal, they were earlier working with Amazon. They understood the idea. They wanted to create a replica of the same for India. So in year 2007, Flipkart started with the Just Book. They were initially selling the book in year 2007. But now you know they have even acquired the fashion giant Myntra for 2,000 crore. So partnership plays an important role. What kind of partnership is you are having, that plays an important role, and that will be and in this ever expanding, ever changing digital era, where organizations need to battle hard for their survival, startup also find some trustworthy partner. So partners will have to be trustworthy. They should have, they have to be the synergy. You will see that most of them, sometimes those partners or founding members, they are the combination of the technology and management. So that, and moreover, if they are not from the management, if all of them are from the technology, some of them are having the exposure from after working in some top-notch companies. So point is that they have tasted the management. They also know the technology. That synergy is becoming a successful mantra for the startup. So what is the solution? Going into partnership plays greater dividend for the startup, but they need to consider a variety of factors before making any decision to collaborate with a company working in the same ecosystem. So point is that partnership play an important role, and that you have to be cautious about. You should also understand all the legal issues, because it is also very important. Okay, because how will you be starting the business? Because, and moreover, wherever you are operating, like in any state, city, or country, you have to understand the legal requirement of that, because sometimes the businesses are failing because you are unable, or you fail to ponder upon the legal requirement of that particular city, state, or country, like that. So if this happens, then it is bound to be failed. And moreover, sometimes when you are starting your startup, then there are a variety of ways you may start your business, like sole proprietorship is there. As I told you, partnership is required. So now partnership is one form in which you may start, but you should also know all the legal requirements of the partnership. Now we have one more innovative way of starting a business, which is called as LLP, Limited Liability Partnership. It by the Act LLP Act 2009. So this is another way where the partnership can be done with having only limited liability. So all these legal issues should be known. If you just later on, when you scale up to the level of company, then you should also understand all those legal issues. But initially, when you operate, legal issues play an important role, because you are just passing out from any college. You just have the technological understanding, or you have some managerial understanding, but legal issues also play an important role. Moreover, why the legal issues are important? Because in every business, like the startup, most importantly, the financing thing is required. When financing is required, you have to know the legal things, because the financing of the, because you do not have your money, you are getting it financed from the outside, so that creates various legal angle where even it may happen if you do not ponder upon properly, your company may be taken over by your financer. So all those legal issues which may arise because of the financing, because of the way the establishment of the business, all those things must be properly pondered upon. So you may take the legal advice, you may again get to know with some knowledgeable legal lawyer to understand all these issues. Market problems, most important, as I told you that you have to have the good amount of market research. Okay, launching too early, launching too late may also contribute factors to downfall of a business. Suppose somebody now wants to offer a cab service, then it is too late, because already the share is being Uber is already there, Ola is there, so now is that it's very late. So point is that if somebody think of opening starting a startup like a Zomato, Swiggy, then it is too late, because now even these own these food houses like Zomato and Swiggy is one. But you will also see that even these like restaurants, they themselves are also giving the food delivery service, like the McDonald's, the from the McDonald's all time, the like they had all that services. So point is that you should understand the market properly. Okay, you like you may have a remarkably unique idea for a business, but it can all go under the drain if you do not research about the demand and user requirement. So that is required. You don't have to be late. You have to be agile. You have to be agile. You have to be quick. You have to understand what are the requirements of the user. What is the demand statistics? Where there is a market or not? If there is a market, you have to come on time. That is what required. You understand this market things. I just don't need to talk about. Most important, cyber security. This is the point which is very, very important, and you should ponder upon, because cyber security, I just started my lecture that we are living in an era of industry 4.0, where we all are on the digital age. We are on the digital platform. Anyhow, directly or indirectly, we are exposed to digital age. So point is that all the operating systems, they have to work on a real time basis. So cyber things are required, means things are connected with the internet. We are living in an era of internet of things. So point is that cyber security plays an important role, because that is also happening. Sometimes you will see that a lot of cases are like that. Somebody has ordered on Amazon, and these cybercrime people, they are getting into the order, they are getting the detail directly, talking to the customer, and then they are actually creating a dent to the customer. And whatever. More important is that it's not a loss to the customer; it is also loss to the business with whose name the cybercrime is committed. Because these cybercrime people, they are actually getting into the transaction anyhow, getting the knowledge about the transaction, and then when they are getting into it, what will happen? The cybercrime will happen. Once the cybercrime will happen, next time that same customer will not buy the product from the same company. Because point is that there will always a doubt in the mind of the customer. If I again if I just again buy from the same company, the same startup or same business, then again that crime may commit, and that will create that doubt will always loom over in his mind, and that will actually affect the business. So whenever, because now the business is on with the technology only. Now you cannot imagine a business without technology. So point is that then the cyber security become very, very important. Your system will have to be foolproof, like Paytm. Because in Paytm, all these apps, Like Paytm, I'm talking about because it's again, it was a startup which was originally financed by Tata Group. So point is that you have to have very robust system because the people's money is involved. Your bank account is linked to the app. So if any cyber crime happens, then it will lose the Paytm will lose its important, its credibility, and the business will ruin. So cyber security plays an important role. You have to have very robust and military grade security system in place because cyber crime, if it is happening, it will surely take your will actually take your business away. So that is more important because now all the businesses, they are happening on the digital platform. So that is most important, and business will have to be careful about. Now, after discussing the non-financial challenges, I put more importance to the means. I was discussing more about the non-financial challenges, but out of it, the financial challenges are very, very important. You have to understand most of the businesses, they are getting ruined. The startup, they are getting ruined because they could not understand the financial part of the business. Okay, because I have just made one thing very, very clear. Once the idea is accepted by the market, there is no difference between the startup and the business. And when you are actually selling, it doesn't matter to the customer whether you are a startup or the business, because customer will not be lenient to you. So only thing, you have to understand the dynamics of the business properly. What are the financial challenges? Like you do not, sometimes the businesses, the owners, they are not having financial knowledge. They do not understand, they do not keep the track of expenses and income. Okay, so that is the means problem, because if you just see these companies, their initial focus is just like a technology company, or they are focusing on marketing, but they do not have a proper financial knowledge which they should have actually. So lack of financial knowledge is very important factor behind the failure of the startup. So all the owners or the businesses or the startups, they should have some basic understanding of the finance. They should do it. Okay, so they should hire some accounting firm for you, the business, because what happens, because if you just see all the startup people I just talked about, they were just focusing on the technological side of it, on the marketing side of it, or the product side, because they were just concerned with the technological part of the product, but they were not giving the success the proper attention to the financial part of the business. So we should not overlook the financial part of the business, because you may have, however be the idea, good idea you may have, but if you do not have the funds, or if the funds are not properly managed, the idea cannot be successful. So you should have some financial knowledge. Understanding the startup cost, that is also very important. Because what happens, sometimes your startup is over-financed, over-capitalized or under-capitalized. So you should know how much money you need to start up your business. Because sometimes what happens, when you underestimate your need of the money, you may run out of the funds very soon. And if you overestimate your the requirement of the money, then what will happen? You will have because you have to understand, the money does not come for free. Whether when you are raising the money, however be your requirement, you have to pay the cost for it. Because when you are taking the money, if it is a venture capital fund, then you have to share. You have to share the ownership of the business. Or if you are taking a loan, you have to pay the interest cost. So money will come with a cost. So problem will remain in both the sides. If you underestimate your need, you may run out of your money very soon. And if you overestimate, then your borrowing cost will be very, very high. And that will actually make your survival and growth very difficult, because you have to pay the high cost for the high amount of money you have raised. That is the biggest problem faced by the startup, that they are underestimating or overestimating their startup cost. So that has to be properly checked. Insufficient working capital. This is again very much important. You have to understand that working capital is like a lifeblood of organization. It's a lifeblood of organization, and like if you do not have the working capital, because you have to understand when we run a business. Let me tell you one thing. Just I will take a few minutes. When we talk about the business survival, then actually two things are very important: liquidity and profitability. These two are required for making a business successful. When we talk about the finance point of view, liquidity means how easily you can honor your obligation. So your liquidity is determined by your working capital. Whereas profitability means what will be your profit? That will be dependent upon your investment in fixed assets. Because your fixed assets, they will actually create the sales for you, and when sales is coming, the profits will come to you. So your investment in the fixed assets determine your profitability, and your investment in the working capital, it determines your liquidity, and you need both for the survival of the business, or for the success of the business. You know the case of Kingfisher. They could not continue, although the intentions were also not good. But if we just understand, then profitability wise they may not have any problem, but they had a problem with the liquidity. Air India, again, the problem with the liquidity. So point is that most of the established businesses, they are failing because they could not continue the liquidity. Because you have to understand the liquidity problem, because liquidity problem is a short-term problem. You have to understand it is a short-term problem, whereas profitability is your long-term problem. But this short-term problem, if we do not address it properly, it will actually affect your long-term survival of the business. It means your profitability will get affected. So liquidity will have to be properly attended. So if you have insufficient working capital, you may not be able to honor your obligations. You will not be able to pay salary, whatever. So in that case, running business, when you are not running a business, or you are not honoring your current obligation, what will happen? It will signal to the market that this something wrong with this company, because this company is unable to honor the current obligation. That will actually affect your long-term survival, means your profitability. So you cannot leave this problem unaddressed. Mispricing. I'm also the professor of the finance. When I'm discussing all this, then actually time is the limit. Otherwise, these are the points where we can talk for more than half an hour on every point, but we don't have much time. So I'm just getting you around the issue. Rest you can read at your own, because what are the financial issues we should know. Okay, because when I just talked about the working capital, then management of the current asset is very important. How to manage the current asset? What are the strategies of managing the current asset? That all become very, very important. Mispricing. So mispricing means you are overpricing or underpricing. Sometimes what happens, the total costs are up, then they add the margin. So what happens? Generally, your product become very, very means costly. Okay, so if it is mispricing, then what will happen? That will give a wrong signal to the customer. Okay, so you have to create the niche for you. What do you want to do? Do you wish to offer low cost mass market product, or you are going to fulfill the high end niche? So accordingly, you have to price your product. If you want to be a mass market product, then they will be of the low cost. Okay, so point is that sometimes, and moreover, you cannot ignore your competitor when you are actually pricing the your products. So that is the biggest problem. And you know, competitor is also eyeing on you, and sometimes if they are established in the market, they have the deep pockets. So for keeping you out of the market, or just to acquire you, they can bring down the price. They can even sell on the loss, so that you should not remain in the business. Because I told you the fierce competition is there, so you will not be welcomed, always welcome. That is the point. So mispricing is going to be important role. Offering, so you have to price it properly in line with your competitor. Offering too many sales promotion. If you just pondering too much of the importance on the sales promotion, that will also be difficult for you, because it will come with a cost. it will actually short term it may be good, but it will add the cost to you. And if you even after sales promotion your sales remain sluggish, then actually this is not the point where you should actually ponder upon. Actually, you have to revisit your business model and you have to find the appropriate solution, because although you cannot ignore the importance of sales promotion, because why do you go for sales promotion? You go for sales promotion because you want to create the recognition for your product. Because why the sales promotion is done? Sales promotion are done so that a sense of recognition is developed among the customers, so that whenever they are going to market, they should not feel ki I do not know about this product. If the proper sales promotion is done, then the product is already recognized, it is known to the customer, and customer will not hesitate in picking up that product. But that should not happen on the cost of long-term survival of your brand, because you have to pay the cost, and that is the biggest problem with the startups. Sales are good, but profit is low. So that is also important point to be seen, because your sales is going up, still profit are not coming. It means your expenses are out of control, or so you have to see your entire model again. You have to see where you are overpriced spending, or some hidden cost may be there in the bottom line. So you have to renegotiate everything. You have to renegotiate the price. You have to rethink over all your expenses things, so that this should not happen. And most important, this is again the biggest problem, the bad cash flow management, improper, because cash is what? Cash is like a blood in our body. If it is not coming properly, your body will get paralyzed. So as with the business, so as true with the business. So if proper cash flow management is not there, then this will be this will paralyze your business. You have to have the enough cash, because this enough cash is also linked to the working capital problem. If you are having successful means raising the cash, or the cash is coming to you regularly, then only you will be able to make all your payments, regular payments on time, and your liquidity of the business will remain intact. So cash flow is very, very important. You have to keep the control over your cash flow management system. Means all your, as you know, in cash flow management you have three: operating, financial, and investment. Cash flow statements are prepared. So you have to understand whatever cash you are generating, that only be used for financing and investment part. So proper cash flow management is required. You cannot leave this cash flow in the automatic pilot mode. It has to be monitored properly, because from the cash flow only you will be meeting all your expenses, running expenses and operating expenses. Late client payment, this should not happen actually. Okay, your client should pay on time, because again this is again linked to the cash flow management system. Okay, your client should make payment on the time. You have to have very clear cut policy for making the payment. Means your credit policy. In finance we call it as a credit policy, the receivable management. That policy will have to be very clear cut. Okay, so if you are having the delayed payment, what will happen? It will kill your business, because if you are not receiving the payment on time, you won't be able to make payment on time. That will affect your liquidity of the business. And moreover, when you are not getting the payment on time, your money is already locked in the working capital cycle. So point is that no cash will be generated. So no late client payment should be there. You have to have a very effective credit management system. Means you should pay incentive for the early payments. Okay, and your payment policy should be very clear cut, and you should not actually compromise on the client payment system. And so as with the payment system, this is interlinked, because if you are receiving the payment on time, you will be making the payment on time. Okay, so if this is the case, you will be able to make payment on time. If you are really facing some problem, then you should also renegotiate with your creditors. Okay, so that is also required. If you find your budget is very tight, or some issues are going on, you may renegotiate about things. Otherwise, if you are receiving the payment on time, you should also make the payment on time, because that actually develops your credit rating good. And when your credit rating is good, even you can run your business even during the tough time. So now we have discussed, just I have 2 more minutes, so let me recapitulate everything. We have discussed that the success stories, we have discussed what are the starters, how they are getting the edge from they are getting the support from the government, and what are the reasons because of which they are failing. Okay, we discussed non-financial, financial factors. Now how to bounce back? If it is failing, then how to bounce back? Then few are the guidelines. They are not actually exhaustive. This is just as per my understanding. You to talk to your family and friends. You should find what are the different sources of income for recovering of the loss. Means you should also have some other sources of income for recovering the loss. Prepare a plan with consciousness. Wait for the right time to get the right opportunity, because as I told you, Ola, its revenue was down by 90%, but it waited and it came, it actually resilient, and then it bounced back with a full aggression by bringing the Ola scooter, so that the customer should not feel that the company is facing problem, because once again whatever is lost during pandemic time for Ola, it is regained by the company, because that is the case. Okay, don't give up, but take the action for the next venture. And most important, even if you are having loss, just rethink, just recollect yourself and take the actions again. Don't sit idle, don't frustrate, just think hard, just renegotiate, just rethink on your business model, and most importantly, keep a confidence in your business model. Then again this tough time will be over. At the end, these thoughts are very important for the startups like by Swami Vivekananda, and these are not the thoughts I have kept over here abruptly, because these are the thoughts which I follow, that for the Swami Vivekananda, that take risk in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide, actually. And like as it is given by our great president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, 4 things are followed. If 4 things are followed, like having a great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work, and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. Okay, so you have to have the great aim, means your objective should be clear. You should have the knowledge, means you should have financial and the knowledge about the issues which may hinder upon the growth of your business or startup. So you should have acquired knowledge. You have to do the hard work. Okay, and perseverance. You have to be patient, even whatever be the tough time. You should actually keep a confidence in the business, then anything can be achieved. So these are the things I wanted to discuss. These are the some of the issues and challenges which are faced by the businesses. And just a minute, where is it? Okay, so these were the issues and challenges I wanted to discuss with you people about the startups, and I suppose to some extent, not in a great extent, I must be able to apprise you with the issues and challenges which are faced by any startup, and you should actually, or any startup should ponder upon these challenges to overcome to it and become a successful, so that your successful story may be written in the economic times. And again, a professor like me should again quote you in my PPT that you achieved that level. But if you are having confidence, I know that this will happen. Thank you, Dr. Prabhat. If any question, then I may take, otherwise it is all about from my side.
Please ask questions to Dr. Shailen.
I had a because I told you I had so many administrative responsibility. So
I know.
So,
So I would say it was really a wonderful session, insightful session. So I congratulate you for delivering a good session, sir.
thank you, sir.
I don't know what participants would like to say. It would be better if 1, 2 participants congratulate Dr. Shailin for a good session. In chat box only.
Pleasure is all mine.
Yeah, they are writing in chat box that your session is very good.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you for everything, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to discuss and to talk on such a vibrant topic. I have already shared the PPT with you, which you may use at your and as per your convenience.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Shailin.
Any
Thank you for being
participant?
here, Professor.
Any question? Otherwise, we may log off.
Yeah, please ask. I think they are not having any question. They are writing informative session, good session, highly energetic session. So compliments are there for you. With these compliments, I wish you all the best for your future, sir. Thank you so much for being here. I think it's lunchtime. They must be feeling hungry. So they want to be left from our side.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Prabhat.
Thank you, sir. Well, we will recollect at 2:30. Please take your lunch. Then we will connect with the third speaker of the third session. Thank you all.